Let's create a Kubernetes cluster with Cyfuture Cloud. Firstly, sign into your tenant by entering your credentials. As you can see, there are no virtual machines in the tenant right now. Click on Edges and select your Edge gateway. Click on Firewall on Edit Firewall Rules. By default, action is set to drop. Edit and change the actions to allow. Click on Save. Now go to NAT option and click on New to create a global SNAT for your cluster. Enter the mentioned details and click on Save. Now got to General Settings under Load Balancer. Note that by default, the state of the load balancer is inactive. You will need to generate a support ticket to active your load balancer services. Click on More and then select Kubernetes Container Clusters service. Click on New to create a new cluster. Enter the name for your cluster with the version of Kubernetes you want to use. Then select the virtual data center and network for your cluster. Now enter the configuration for your master node, such as number of nodes, disk size, sizing policy, and storage profile. Here you will enter the configuration for your worker nodes. Notice you can create worker pool to create multiple worker nodes with similar configuration. Now select the storage profile. You can choose other configurations such as file system according to your needs. Choose the CIDR values for your cluster. You can enable debug features like auto repair and node health check if required. Finally, review the Kubernetes cluster settings to validate the configuration. Click on Finish. Your cluster is creating. It takes a few minutes for the cluster to create and start. Once ready, your cluster will be listed as available. You can download the kube config file to integrate your cluster with third-party applications and to preserve your settings. As you can see, now we have 3 virtual machines that were created automatically by the Kubernetes cluster. Thank you for choosing Cyfuture Cloud.